Have you had success manifesting small things with the law of attraction, but your big desires still seem out of reach? Then keep watching because this video is for you. What's up, superheroes? Welcome to my channel, the place where we make the impossible possible. I'm Scarlet Grace from UnseenSeraph.com. I'm a manifestation coach, and today's video is about how to manifest the big desires that you have. If you're new here and you want to learn how to manifest any desire fast with the law of attraction and Neville Goddard's teachings, then start now by hitting the subscribe button and the bell icon so that you won't miss any video that could change your life. And if you need some extra help with my personal advice for your situation, coaching will be reopening in September, and I also have a 21-day course on how to manifest your specific person, which you can sign up for right now, as well as other courses, exclusive merch, challenges, and other cool things. So check them all out in the links that you will find in the description below. So let's talk about how to manifest the big things that you want. The first step in order to manifest one of those big desires is to be very, very clear on what it is that you want to manifest. Now, this seems like an obvious thing, something that everybody knows. Of course you know what you want to manifest. But what I've come to notice from all my coaching clients and my experience with manifesting things big and small is that we often, when we have a big desire, because it is so far removed from where we are right now, we may think that we have a very clear picture of what it is that we want to manifest, but actually we do not. In fact, in many cases, we cannot even imagine how our life would look like if we had that desire, if that desire had manifested. And if you cannot imagine something, if you cannot be in the state of already having it, it is impossible to manifest it. The other problem that I encounter a lot is that many people think that they have this huge desire, when in truth, they have other desires, and that one big desire is not the actual desire. It's just the means to manifesting the other desires. Now, the problem with this is that if this is not your actual desire and it's just a means to an end, that means that you're not focusing on the end result you want. You're focusing on something that's in the middle. And that means that it is more difficult to manifest because you already see it as big. So it's not like you picked something in the middle because it's easier. And that also usually means that you have a lot of limiting beliefs around the things that you actually want to manifest. And that's why you decided that you need to have this one huge thing, otherwise you will never get the things that you want. In other words, even though there are millions of ways for your desires to manifest, you have decided that there is only one way, and that one way is through this one huge desire. Now let me give you an example of this, because all this sounds very vague. I've had many coaching clients who come to me saying, my goal is to manifest winning X amount of money in the lottery. I want to win, for example, $10 million in the lottery. And that at first sounds like their actual desire, but then they go on and on about how they are in debt and they don't want to be in debt, and they hate their job, and how they want to buy a house or a new car, and all those things. And it becomes obvious that the goal is not to manifest the lottery. The goal for them is to manifest all those things. In other words, they don't actually want a lottery win. They want a new car, and they want a new house, and they want to not be in debt, and they want to not have to go to a job that they hate doing. In their mind, though, the only way to accomplish all those things is through winning the lottery. But that's a very big goal. The goal of winning 10 millions in the lottery feels like a huge thing that not many people accomplish. It's not something that you have much physical control over. You play the lottery. Other than using the law of attraction, there's not much that you can do to control the outcome. So this is not an easy way to manifest those desires. Each of those desires is smaller than winning the lottery. And if they focused on manifesting each of those desires individually, which are the actual desires, the goal wouldn't be that big. It wouldn't feel like something impossible. But in their mind, they have decided that winning the lottery is the only way. Now, what this shows is that they actually have very limiting beliefs around money. That's why they believe that winning the lottery is the only option. And the problem is that those limiting beliefs that do not allow them to manifest those individual things, like getting out of debt, like finding a job that they love doing that pays much better than their current crappy job, or buying a house, all those things aren't happening because they have limiting beliefs around money and around those things. And those same limiting beliefs will stop them from manifesting the lottery. Now, there are people who want to manifest winning the lottery because the goal is not just the money, it's actually winning the lottery. Like how you experiment with the law of attraction and say, today I'm going to manifest seeing 11 green cars in a row. Some people say, hey, I want to experiment and see if I can win the lottery, just for the sake of it. It's not like I don't want the money, but it would be fun to see if I can actually win the lottery, just for winning the lottery. So the goal is not just the money in this case. That's an actual goal. The person wants to win the lottery. But in most cases, especially people who contact me because they have been using all those techniques in order to win the lottery big time for years and nothing has happened, the problem is that this is not their actual goal. And the problem is that they are not acknowledging all the beliefs that they have that go against this goal and all the actual goals that they have. That's what I mean when I say that when you want to manifest something big, first of all, you want to become very, very clear on exactly what it is that you want to manifest, and to make sure that you're not just using this big thing as a means to get to something else. Because if you're doing this, then that something else is the actual goal. And that actual goal may be much easier to accomplish than the thing that you see as this huge thing that will solve all your problems. If the goal is a perfect relationship, then acknowledge that this is your goal. Even if it seems unbelievable right now, this is your goal. This is what you want to manifest. This is what you need to focus on. If the goal is to be out of debt and to have a house and a car, well, being prosperous is the goal. It's not winning the lottery. It's actually being prosperous. Because guess what? You don't need to manifest the money to make those things happen. Maybe your debts will be paid off in a way you have never imagined. Maybe someone will gift you a car, or maybe you will win the car somewhere and you won't have to win the lottery to buy the car. Maybe you will win the house. Maybe you will get surprise money from somewhere that will cover for all of those things. You don't know how it's going to manifest. There are billions of ways, billions of chains of incidents that can bring you to those things. You don't have to limit it to winning the lottery, which is something that you know is high stakes and you cannot believe you can make it happen. So be clear on what it is that you actually want to manifest is the first step to actually making it happen. The second step to manifesting a big desire is to start making it appear normal to you instead of this huge thing that is completely out of your reach. And there are many ways that you can accomplish this. In step 2, what you need to do is to figure out why this desire feels so huge and impossible to you in the first place. See, there aren't big and small desires. All things that you could ever want to manifest are equally easy to manifest. The only reason some things feel big to you and other things seem small to you is because you see them that way. So, even the desire to win $100 million in the lottery is not a big desire. It's just that you are so far away from it that you see it as huge. If you were a multi-billionaire, you wouldn't feel that this amount of money is something that you cannot get. It would feel natural to you. But right now, if you have a goal that you have termed as big, then that means that something in you makes you feel that this is something that is not normal for you to have, that it is very unlikely for it to happen or even impossible. So in step 2, you need to start figuring out what made you decide that this desire is big, that this desire is out of your reach, that this desire is going to be difficult to manifest? So grab your journal or a piece of paper and start brainstorming and asking questions to figure out what made you decide that this is a big desire. One obvious reason that many people feel that their desire is big, it's too big to manifest even, is that they have never experienced this thing in their reality ever, and they maybe don't even know someone from their friends and family who ever manifested this desire. So maybe you want a lot of money or you want a huge house, but you haven't had one ever. Your family never had one, your friends never had one, so you don't even know someone who has manifested this desire, whether with physical means or with the law of attraction. And that's why it feels so out of reach to you. Or maybe it's a relationship that you want. You've never been happy in a relationship. You've never had anyone consider you their priority and truly respect you and truly give you everything and treat you well. So it feels impossible to manifest this. Deep down you believe you don't deserve it, and that's why you don't have it. Whatever your desire is, ask yourself, What memories do I have that have persuaded me that I cannot have this? Maybe it's that you never had it in the first place. Maybe it's things that people told you. So maybe when you were little, your parents told you all kinds of negative things about money and how your family never had money and how you as well will never be able to have much money in life because that's how everyone in your family is. And you bought that lie, so you kept manifesting a life where you lack money. So now that desire that you have, whether it is for money or for something like a new car or a huge house, feels out of reach because of that. Because you grew up believing that this is out of your reach. So make a list of specific memories associated with not having this thing, of people telling you stuff that proves that you cannot have this thing that you now want. Make a list of all of those things. And then when you have your list, you're going to do two things. Find all the limiting beliefs that you have around this goal. This is going to be things that you kept thinking about similar things. So for example, if it's a relationship and you have never been a priority in somebody's life and they never treated you with respect, you believe that you are not good enough. You believe that you will never be a priority for someone. Write all those things down and then, one by one, take them and ask yourself, what do I want to believe from now on? How do I want my reality to work from now on? So if you believe you're never a priority for anyone, you can change that and make it everyone treats you as their number one priority. And you go on with your list, you take each limiting belief and you rewrite it into how you want your world to work from now on. Now, at first, those new beliefs, those affirmations are not going to sound very real because you're not used to seeing yourself like that. But if you keep using them 2 or 3 times a day, every day for a few weeks, they will become more and more natural to you and you will start thinking of yourself as this person that is always treated with respect, as this person who is always a priority. If it's about money, you do the same thing. You take the beliefs like money doesn't grow on trees or whatever else you were taught when you were little and change it into something that if it were true, it would make your goal, your big goal, seem more natural to you, seem like something that of course is going to come into your reality naturally because it's not big, it is in line with all the things that you believe. And the other thing that I want you to do is to take all those specific memories that you wrote down, all the memories that prove that you cannot have this thing or that this thing is too big for you, and use the revision technique to change all those memories. Now, if you haven't heard about it before, revision is a method by Neville Goddard that is used to change the past. So the simple way to do it is you take a specific memory, a specific event that happened. Maybe it's a conversation. Maybe it is a 3-second clip of your dad saying something about how you two will never make money in life. And he said that when you were 15. You take one specific memory and you ask yourself, if this was a movie and I was writing the script and I had decided I don't like this scene in my movie and I want to replace it with a new scene, what would this new scene be? So maybe you decide that what your father said instead was that, you know what, our family never had money, but you're different. I know that you will be the first millionaire in our family. Maybe that's what your father said. And you loved and you respected your father, so you believed that, yes, of course, I'm going to be the first millionaire in my family. Why not? I can do this. And you create this imaginal scene. You can script it if you want. You create it in detail, just like any other imaginal scene that you create to manifest a desire. It needs to be from a first-person perspective. So you're not looking at yourself playing in a movie, but you're actually playing in the movie as you're imagining the scene. You're inside your body looking out of your own eyes. You create this scene. You notice what the room looks like, what you're wearing, what your father is wearing, the sound of his voice, the temperature in the room, all those things. And you hear him say to you while looking at you, you know what? Our family never had much money, but you're different. You're going to be the first millionaire in our family. And you feel so proud because you can feel how much faith your dad has in you. And you feel that, yes, of course I can do it. Of course I'm different. Those things come easily to me. Of course I'm going to be the first millionaire in my family. And you feel all the emotions associated with this scene. And when it's over, you play it again, and you play it again, and you play it again, until this new memory that you created has replaced the original memory. In other words, you play it enough times so that when you think back to that part of your life, to when you were 15, for example, and your relationship to money, when you think back to that incident, The memory that you created pops to mind first, and not the original memory where your dad told you that no one in our family has money and you're doomed to live a life where you struggle to make money too, just like the rest of us. You may still remember the original memory, but if you have replayed the new memory enough, and if it was infused with emotions and you made it feel real and you experienced it again and again through your own eyes, then the new memory, where you are going to be the first millionaire in your family, is going to feel so much more real than the original bad memory that the bad memory won't matter anymore. It is going to be as if you saw it in a nightmare and it wasn't true. And you do that with all the memories that you've written down that made you decide that this specific goal that you have is too big for you. It's something that is out of your reach, that maybe other people can make it happen, but you can't. And if you do that, if you take all the memories that prove that this is a big goal, that this is out of your reach, that this is going to be so hard, so difficult to manifest, and you change all those memories, and if at the same time you change all the limiting beliefs to positive beliefs, and you keep a positive mental diet, meaning during the day, every time you catch yourself thinking something negative about that area of your life, thinking one of your old negative beliefs, you stop yourself and you tell yourself, no, I don't have to think that anymore. That was how reality used to work for me, because now the rule is, and you state your affirmation, for example, you got yourself thinking that, oh, this person isn't treating me like a priority. Of course they're not treating me like a priority because nobody treats me as their first priority. And you stop and you think, wait a minute, that was the old rule. That was my life before. Now the rules have changed. Now I'm their number one priority always. And you keep thinking that instead of going back to the belief of course they're not treating me right because that's who I am. They always treat me badly. I'm never a priority. I'm not good enough to be a priority. You don't allow yourself to go into that. Every time you catch yourself going into those thoughts, you stop yourself and you tell yourself, no, that was the old rules. Now the rules of the game have changed. Because, and you start stating the affirmations that you've written that state the new rules. How you're always respected, how you're a priority, how you're precious, how you're number one. And you keep doing that day after day. And you will notice, after about 2 weeks, this huge goal that you have is going to seem much smaller to you. Not that you don't want it anymore, but it's going to feel more natural for you to have it. Why? Because you're going to become the person who could easily manifest something like that. It matches the kind of person you are becoming. A person who everybody always believed is going to become a millionaire. A person who always had everyone treat them with respect. A person who is good enough. A person who deserves a happy love life. A person who always has the relationship that he or she deserves. Or whatever it is that you want. A person who drives that specific brand of car. A person who lives in that beach house. Whatever you want, if you do those two things, change the beliefs and rewrite and revise the specific memories, you're going to become every day more and more the kind of person who could easily have that desire that you have. And it's not going to feel that big to you anymore. It is going to feel more and more natural for you to have that thing. Now, after you've done all that, the third step is to create an imaginal scene of already having what you desire. You need to create an imaginal scene that is after you received, you manifested the desire that you have. Something that implies that your desire has already manifested. So again, you can script it if that's more comfortable to you so that you know exactly what is happening in your scene. Where are you? What is going on around you? So let's say you want to manifest an ex back and you want to get married to them. Imagine that you're already married. What is a scene that implies that you're married? Maybe you're celebrating your anniversary. Create that imaginal scene because you cannot have an anniversary without being married first. Or maybe you want to manifest that house. Imagine that you're living in that house already because that implies that you manifested it. Or maybe you want a new job. Well, imagine that you're working in that new job that you want that is perfect for you and you're making 50 times more money than you made in all your previous jobs combined, if that's what you want. How does it feel? How is your day? What does your office look like? Or wherever it is that you're working. Imagine a day in that job, a small clip, a few seconds of being there that implies that you already got the job and you're happy with it. And feel all the emotions associated with having that desire, no matter what the desire is. Now, the feelings may not be joy or super excitement, it may be something like relief. So if, for example, you want to be debt-free and to live in that new house that you bought, maybe the feeling is relief because you look back to your old life and you feel relief that now you don't have to worry about money. So it's not that you're jumping up and down in joy, it's that you feel relief, or maybe you feel gratitude. Whatever it is, feel that feeling while inside your scene. Create a scene that implies that your desire has already been fulfilled and you're feeling all the feelings associated with having this new life. Make it very clear. Again, it needs to be from a first-person perspective. You're looking out of your own eyes. And then you get yourself into a relaxed meditative state every day. You can do it multiple times a day if you want. And you get into that relaxed meditative state and you start playing your scene. And when it's over, you play it again and again and again. Or if this gets boring for you fast, you can create 3 or 5 or 10 different scenes, as long as all of them are from after your desire has manifested. As long as all of them imply that your desire has manifested already, and you can switch between those scenes. Step number 4 is to live from the end, is to embody the state of being the person that already has this thing. And there are many ways to do it. I have many videos about how to get into the state of the wish fulfilled, how to live from the end. I'm going to link the playlist up to the right and also in the description of this video. But one way to accomplish this is to enter one of the imaginal scenes that you created in the previous step, one of those scenes where you already have your desire, and start asking yourself questions to figure out how you are different from the person you were before this desire manifested. Because it's not that we just get a desire and we remain the exact same person. That's actually the mistake many people make. For example, you want a relationship and you think that you will keep being that same person who has a low opinion of themselves, who doesn't believe they're worthy, who doesn't believe that people respect them, and you're still going to manifest the perfect relationship that you want. It doesn't work like that. You need to become the person who would have the thing that you now want in order to manifest it. So in order to do this, you need to define how this person is, how this person is different from who you have been up until now. So get into your scene. Let's say that your scene is for a new job, and start asking yourself questions about how you're different. Do you feel more confident? Are you more relaxed about money? Do you go to different places than you used to go before you got that job? Do you dine at different restaurants? Do you feel differently? Do you behave differently? Do you dress differently? Figure out all the things that changed between before getting your desire, when you thought it was a big one, and now. Inner changes and outer changes. And you can do that with any imaginal scene and start asking yourself how you're different. For example, if you're imagining that you have married your specific person and you have 3 kids together, you're a completely different person now. Because being a mother or a father changes you. You're not the same person that you were when you were in college and partying all night long. That's a completely different state. So how are you different? Do you do different activities? Do you think differently of yourself? Have your priorities changed? So you can go into any imaginal scene that you have and observe things and see how you react differently to situations, how you feel differently on the inside, what different activities you do. Because that is the state of your wish fulfilled. And if you embody that state and all the feelings that go with it, and all the thoughts and opinions about yourself and other people and the world that go with that new state, the state of already having your desire, if you can map that out and embody it in your everyday life, this is going to manifest your desire. Because again, the mistake people make is that they think they can remain the same insecure person who doesn't believe they can get their desire, and if they imagine it, it is going to happen and they're going to be able to keep it, and it doesn't work like that. If you remain the same person, either you will not be able to manifest that desire at all, or even if you manage to manifest it, you're going to lose it again because you don't believe you deserve it. You don't believe it's natural for you. You need to make it natural. So for example, how would married you react to the fact that your specific person, your husband now, didn't reply to your text message within 5 minutes? Would you worry? Would you think, oh, he's not interested in me? Or would you just brush it off because it doesn't mean anything? He's probably busy at work. Most likely, if you truly are in a happy marriage, because that's what you're manifesting, so this is the state that you're imagining, you wouldn't worry about it because it doesn't mean anything. It would only mean anything if you weren't married and your marriage wasn't perfect and you weren't happy. Then you would worry. Then you would think, oh, maybe he's not interested in me. But from the perspective of you being a married woman who is really happy and her husband is really happy, or a man who is really happy living with his wife, who loves him, you wouldn't worry if you didn't get a reply within 5 minutes because it doesn't mean anything. So embody that version of you. Start thinking like that version of you now. If you send a message and you don't get a reply within 5 or 10 minutes, don't start thinking he's not into me anymore. She doesn't care about me anymore. Because that's not embodying the version of you that is happily married. That's embodying the old you that feels that maybe you're not good enough. Maybe they're not interested in you. You need to embody the new version. That's why you ask all those questions. That's why you try to figure out how the new version of you, who has your desire already, is different from the current version. So that you can embody those reactions. You can start reacting like the new version of you. And that is going to manifest your desire. Step 5 to manifest a big desire is take some things that new version of you, that new you who has that desire already would do, physical things, and embody them in your everyday life. Now, this is not taking action to manifest your desire. This is taking action from the version of you who has already manifested your desire. What do I mean by this? Something that I tell my coaching clients a lot when they want to manifest getting married to the specific person or moving in is, for example, if you drink coffee in the morning, right now you live by yourself, you don't live with your specific person, so you probably make 1 cup of coffee or as much as you drink in the morning. So if you were living with your specific person and they also drink coffee, wake up tomorrow and make 2 cups of coffee, 1 for you and 1 for your specific person, and tell yourself, I'm so happy now that we're living together and we get to enjoy coffee together. And then pour that coffee into 2 separate mugs and pretend that you're having coffee with your specific person because now you're living together. So this is not taking action to manifest them. It's not, for example, saying, oh, I need to text him that so that he will get interested in me more, or I need to look for a better job. That would be taking action to manifest the desire. The action I'm talking about is actions that you would be taking naturally every day if you already had your desire. Like making 2 cups of coffee, 1 for you and 1 for your boyfriend or your husband because you live together. Or it may be something, let's say that you want to manifest that huge new house or that beach house. What would be something that you would buy for that place? Maybe you saw something, maybe it's a pillow, maybe it's a small statue, maybe it's something decorative that you would like to have in that new house. Well, if it's something that is not super expensive, you can go buy it. Maybe you want to have specific plates in your new house. Well, go and buy 1 plate that is like the ones that you want to have in your new house. Or wallpaper or whatever. It needs to be something that you can afford, that won't break the bank for you, but will persuade you that yes, I'm moving in there because I'm buying stuff for this place, so it must exist. Because that way, especially if it is something that you have included in your imaginal scene, so for example, you have an imaginal scene where you're dining in that beach house that you bought with your friends, and you have that specific vase or that specific decorative item, and it's in your imaginal scene, and then you go out and buy it in real life, your subconscious mind thinks, oh, this was in the imaginal scene, and you're buying it too, so that means that we already have that beach house. And that's how the beach house manifests, because you're making parts of your vision true in your physical reality, so that bridges the gap. That brings the belief that this is truly happening. You already have that house. Otherwise, why would you be shopping for it? It makes it feel real, so it manifests more easily. It bridges the gap and makes this big, huge goal that you have seem like something that is natural to you, like something that you already have. And when you truly feel that you already have something, and not that you're waiting for it to manifest, or that you're hoping that it is going to manifest, or that it's going to be difficult, but when you feel that you already have it, all that is done. It's not big, it's not small, it's just yours. It's already yours. When you make it feel already yours, that's when things manifest. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a like and hit the subscribe button and the bell icon, because I put out new videos every Sunday to help you manifest an amazing life.